Remember when being a nerd was frowned upon and you were ridiculed for it? Alright, let me speak to the high school kids that may be watching this. Please, 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 when I say this, take it to heart. Express yourself. Do not be afraid of doing what you want to do. Back when I was in high school, everyone who was considered a nerd, although it is popular now, it wasn't back then. Everybody who was considered a nerd was shunned and ridiculed. And those people stopped expressing themselves and stopped believing in themselves because of what the hive mind or the collective thought about them. And that was not okay. Now, back then, for me, I was a nerd in a sense, but I didn't outwardly express it. I was a, an introvert. I didn't really like to express or put forth effort into bringing what I like to do into school. Now, my parents instilled in me that school is for school and outside of school is for everything else. So when I went to school, when I walked through those doors, everything was about school. I thought about what I had to do for homework. I thought about what I had to do to pass my classes and all that stuff. Now, there are people that I saw back in high school that, expressed themselves in every way, in every manner that they thought, would suit them. Those people, like the people who wear the Naruto bandanas, if you know what I'm talking about, or have the Street Fighter t-shirts and or had the rave pants. I don't know what the rave pants are called, but the rave pants and those scene kids also. Those people express themselves, and I was kind of I guess in a sense jealous because I didn't have that mentality, because I was instilled in an early age that school's for school and there's always outside of school to express yourself and do whatever the hell you wanted. But there are people that I saw that got ridiculed for being expressive and being themselves, and eventually they just lost passion in what they like to do, and eventually time passed and they started conforming to the, and I use this in air quotes, high school hive mind. And it was a damn shame because those people could have grew up to be anything that they wanted. Hell, not astronaut and or artists and all that stuff. And they were too intelligent to be part of that hive mind. And it was a damn shame that they didn't express themselves and didn't do what they wanted. Now, those people are grown up, and I know some of them are in a dead-end job that they don't like. They didn't get into college because they conformed to that high school mentality of, I don't want to do any work, I don't care about going to college and all that business. But in the beginning, they walked into high school saying, I want to go to college, I want to become this, I want to become an artist, I want to become a comic book artist, I want to become a computer scientist, I want to become a physicist, chemist, biologist, whatever. But eventually everybody pressured them so hard that they didn't want to do anything else but be part of that collective mind. And I'm not saying that, I was way too strong for that and I was way too blah 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 for that. But I was the person who didn't care what anybody thought because I had tunnel vision about, I need to do this in order to get to this stage, and I need to do this in order to get to this stage. And no one was going to stand in my way type situation. And I didn't really express myself. I didn't really, I guess in a sense, find myself in high school. I found myself when I got to college because I realized there were many people like like me who liked what I liked, and I became friends with them in college. And college is a great place to find yourself, yes, but if you come out of high school already knowing what you want to do, already know where you are, already know who you are, you would find college a lot easier, because it took me a couple of months or to a year to really solidify who I wanted to be and who I was. Um, for a long time, I thought I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, but that changed when when I started talking to my friends that I found in college, and I realized that I wanted to be a physicist instead, and I found myself. And don't ever. My whole point is, do not ever conform to the people that want to ridicule you and make you think that they're your friends, because eventually the everybody that you thought that mattered in high school will not matter. The people that I used to talk to in high school, I don't talk to at least 85% of them anymore. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they are. I talked to maybe 6 people from one of my high schools. I was a military brat, so I moved around, and I talked to maybe 2 or 3 people from my other high school. And the popular kids, I don't know what the hell they're doing. The people who ridiculed other people for liking what they don't like. But nowadays it's okay to be a nerd and express yourself. And even now in high school, even though that's okay to express yourself and be yourself, people are still ridiculing each other because they don't like a certain thing that you like. And do not ever put yourself down and conform to them, because you are special and you are an individual. They do not matter in your life, okay? Unless you say they matter. And if they ridicule you, those aren't your friends. And if they put you down, those aren't your friends. Roasting is a different story, because me and my friends roast each other all the time. But that's out of love. I consider most of my friends my family nowadays. But back then, I was a drifter. I didn't know who I wanted to hang out with, so I, bounced from group to group to group to group every day. The little 30-minute high school stuff that you have, like that time frame of in the morning when you have like a 30-minute break where you're getting ready for the day or preparing yourself for the day. Yeah, I used to just bounce from group to group, and I didn't really know how to express myself because I didn't know I had tunnel vision. That's a different story for me, but I saw other people who conformed, and I went to college. I went to high school freshman year in one school, and then moved away for about 2.5 years, and I came halfway through senior year. And the people that I remember being nerds and liking all that stuff, I came back and they were totally, completely different people because they conformed to what they thought was cool. Now, I thought they were cool because of what they did freshman year, which was, express themselves and be themselves. And when I came back, I was like, what happened? Who did this to you? Who hurt you? And it's not okay to ever put someone down, and it's not okay to ever conform. So be you, do you, fuck everybody else who thinks that it's not okay to be you.